Welcome everyone to Things Around 8. Dear friends, in this video we will talk about a statement made by the Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian forces, Colonel General Alexander Sirsky, who said that his country will soon begin receiving French soldiers for the training mission, a move that is sure to anger deeply into Russia. This Monday, May 27th, the Commander-in-Chief of Ukrainian forces, Colonel General Alexander Sirsky, said in the Ukrainian Army's official Telegram group that he was very pleased with the French decision to send soldiers to Ukrainian territory for the mission of training. In his message, Colonel General Sirsky even said that he has already signed the documents giving access to the first French soldiers, who, according to him, will soon arrive in Ukraine to familiarize themselves with the facilities. The Ukrainian commander did not give any further details on this topic, stopping short of specifying dates or an expected number of French troops. But he made a point of stressing that he hopes this French move inspires other Ukrainian allies to do the same. A few minutes after the release of this message, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense published a note clarifying the issue, saying that, contrary to what the Commander-in-Chief reported, Ukraine is still in discussion with France about sending French instructors to the territory. Ukrainian, with the French Ministry of Defense publishing a similar note, saying that sending French military personnel on training missions in Ukraine is part of the French strategy to support Ukrainian defense. But the details of this are still being debated between the French government and the Ukrainian government. This seems to indicate that the decision to send French military personnel to Ukraine, and initially for the training mission, has already been officially taken. But both governments prefer that the topic be kept confidential, with Colonel General Sirsky apparently saying more than he should. But with this decision actually coming to fruition, what impact will it have on the Ukrainian defensive effort? And how will Russia react to it? One of the biggest problems for Ukraine right now is having enough soldiers to face the Russian invasion. Russia has a population 3.5 times the size of Ukraine, which means that, roughly speaking, Putin has potentially 3.5 times as many soldiers as Zelensky. Therefore, the flow of Ukrainian soldiers to the combat front must be at least 3.5 times greater compared to Russia. And the only way this happens is through a frenetic pace of military training. Training soldiers for combat is not easy at all. And even if it is done intensively, it always requires many weeks. And in addition to time, there is also the issue of instructors, generally experienced soldiers who need to be removed from the combat front, thus negatively affecting the operational capacity of the Ukrainian army. Therefore, by receiving foreign military instructors, Ukraine will achieve two advantages, the first being the reduction in training time for new troops, and the second being the non-obligation to remove experienced soldiers from the front line to act as instructors. For a nation like Ukraine, in the current phase of the Russian invasion, these are really very important advantages. Something that certainly bothers Russia a lot. When French President Emmanuel Macron said, at the end of February this year, that the possibility of sending European soldiers to Ukraine could not be ruled out, Russia's reaction was one of fury, with Putin and other top leaders of his regime threatening that this would amount to a declaration of war. However, specifically for the training mission or, in the extreme, for the operation of air defenses and border policing, there is no way for Russia to argue that this would be enough for a declaration of war, as these foreign militaries would not be directly on the front line. Therefore, as long as these French soldiers are in the rear, acting exclusively as instructors or, at most, operating air defenses and protecting and policing borders, Russia will have no alternative but to do what it is already accustomed to doing, which is to threaten the world with even more wars. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, sign up now and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any news.